Welcome back. It's Wake Up Nigeria, and my name is Titilayo Onyison. It's a pleasure being here once again this morning. And on Wellness today, we are having a very interesting discussion. Why Nigerian women have to talk about hormonal health. With us today, we have Ms. Yewande Banire. She is a she's a clinician specializing in women's hormonal health, midlife care, and integrative wellness. It's great to have you here with us.
Thank you so much.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so I'm not sure how much of our audience knows what exactly hormonal health focuses on. Can you break it down in layman's terms?
Absolutely. So hormones are chemical messengers. So they tell your body, your organs, what to do and when to do it. So in layman's terms, hormones control everything.
Okay.
Your mood, your energy, how you feel, how you respond, how you deal with your day-to-day stress.
Sure.
Hormones control everything. So it's a very important part of our wellness because if our hormones are imbalanced, then we start to have some symptoms that makes day-to-day activities very challenging.
Okay. So hormones being imbalanced, isn't that just something God just does for us? God balances everything out, you know, tells us when to wake up, when to fall asleep, tells us when we're hungry, when we're not hungry, etc., etc. It feels like something that's not really in our control.
Well, God created the hormones, but we have control over how we respond to them.
Okay.
Okay, so God has a play, but the hormones actually control what we do. And we have an impact.
Okay.
And some of the things that we do that can determine how we respond or how our hormones respond is our lifestyle.
Interesting.
If you're under a lot of stress, your hormones will fluctuate. They'll be imbalanced. If you're not eating healthy, it would affect your hormones. So even though God created it, we have a responsibility to make sure it's managed, to make sure it's balanced, and to make sure we do the best to keep it, learn the symptoms, and speak up when we notice something is wrong. Because that's the problem. A lot of people don't even know there's something wrong. And
or something is happening.
Something is happening. A change is happening. Okay.
So the change, whenever I hear hormones and change in the same sentence, the first thing I think of is puberty. But that is not the only hormonal change that happens in a woman's life or in a boy's life either. Let's talk about women for now, focusing on them. When is the next time we should be a little more aware of hormonal changes?
So I will start with perimenopause.
Okay.
Perimenopause is the transition to menopause. And this usually begins at the age of 35. So menopause usually begins at the age of 52. So between the 15 to 17-year gap is what one of the top leading doctors in the United States, Dr. Mary Claire Ever, she calls it the zone of chaos.
Okay.
And the reason why is because we have this imbalance between, we have an imbalance ratio between estrogen and progesterone. Okay. So estrogen is a hormone that helps with mood, it helps with brain clarity, it helps protect your bones. And then we have progesterone that helps with your mood, it helps you sleep better. So we have this imbalance between those hormones. The estrogen keeps going up, but we don't have enough progesterone to balance it. So because of that, we start to experience symptoms like sleep disruption. So you're having difficulty falling asleep or having difficulty staying asleep. Or you wake up tired, right? You start to gain weight, even though your lifestyle has not changed. Your diet remains the same, especially around the belly pouch, right? You start to gain that weight. Your mood, 1 minute you're happy, the next minute you're so irritable, you want to quit your job, right? So this are the sort of changes that starts to happen. And a lot of women don't even understand what's going on. And this is linked to your hormones.
So we're still on hormonal health, and you've leaned into perimenopause. You talked about an age bracket there between 35 to about 50, 52 years old. A zone of chaos. All sorts of things are happening, mood swings, maybe lack of sleep, etc., etc. But then there are some other things that these hormones are responsible for. And obviously, well, for women, I say obviously, for women, even their bedroom activities can be affected by their hormones. And how attracted they are to their partner at some point in time. Can we touch a little bit on that?
Absolutely. And this is estrogen, okay? And I'm going to talk about vaginal health because a lot of us don't even talk about that.
Okay.
And one thing I would say to everybody listening to me is that I need everybody to get a mirror. And every month, I need you to look down there.
Interesting.
Because when you walk into your doctor's office
Yeah.
and you say, there's something going on down there,
Yeah.
if you don't know what down there looks like, how can they help you?
Wow.
So a lot of us don't do that. We need to look at the changes because you start to see discoloration. You start to see like rashes. You start to see changes that you know it's not normal.
Okay.
So that's the first thing I want people to do. If you start to experience like dryness, frequent urination, pain when you're having intercourse, all those are not normal. A lot of times we think, oh, that's normal, it's part of aging. It's not. And these are symptoms that don't go away until we do something about it. And what we do down there is estrogen. We have what we call vaginal estrogen because it really helps. The tissues down there thrive on estrogen. And as you change from that perimenopause transitioning to menopause, you don't have enough anymore.
Interesting.
Okay?
Interesting.
So it affects your libido. You don't feel like doing anything with your man. And I always say, if it doesn't bother you, then it's not a problem. But if it does, then we can do something about it.
So now, estrogen, I'm not sure if it's something that can be found in foods we eat, because, you know, I know that there are some foods that help the production of certain hormones. There's certain lifestyle choices you can make. But is there something I can just buy at the pharmacy to boost these estrogen levels? Because, you know, it just feels like it's just a lot of work. Trying to think of, you know, exercise, thinking about what I eat, thinking about the family, thinking about work, and then thinking about bedroom activities as well on top of that.
Right.
Okay. Can I just buy something?
Absolutely. We have what we call bioidentical hormone therapy.
Okay.
And these are hormones that mimic what your body naturally makes. We have two types of hormones. We have the bioidentical, which mimics, and we have the synthetic. Oftentimes in hormone replacement therapy, we use the bioidentical, and they're similar to what your body naturally makes. Because what's happening is that a lot of us are outliving our ovaries, okay? Because of stress, because of just lifestyle generally, a lot of changes are going on much earlier than they usually do, right? So we have these hormones that we can take to replace that and to correct what's happening, right? So a lot of people are sometimes hesitant about it because one of the misconceptions is that, oh, maybe these hormones can cause cancer. But that was back then. We've advanced so much that now we have hormones that are made from wild yams. So they're made from vegetables.
Interesting.
And are chemically altered to mimic what our body naturally makes.
Nice.
So they're super helpful. There's no need to suffer because we have resources that can help. And I want people to think about perimenopause and menopause, even though it's a natural aging process. But just like you will use glasses if your vision starts to go out, just like you will use dentures if you start to lose your teeth, we need to be comfortable replacing these hormones when we start to lose them.
Okay, so now, I know I was the one that asked if there was something I could buy, but now I'm thinking, okay, how much would this actually cost?
Yes.
Is it very pricey? Is it injectable? Is it oral? What exactly is the therapy like?
So we have different types. For estrogen, for instance, we have the oral, we have the patch, and we have a cream.
Interesting.
And then we have progesterone. Progesterone is usually the oral. And I know sometimes some people will use the cream, but we don't have enough evidence to say that the cream protects the uterus. Because what happens is that with a woman that has a womb, when you're taking estrogen, you must take progesterone because progesterone counters estrogen. If you just have too much estrogen without progesterone, you can have what we call endometrial hyperplasia that can lead to cancer. Right? So when you're taking estrogen, you must take progesterone. So progesterone usually comes with a horror pill, and that's enough to protect the uterus when you're taking estrogen. And we also have testosterone. Testosterone helps with energy, it helps with confidence. And sometimes people think, oh, maybe testosterone is for men. No, women need it too. As a matter of fact, when we're teenagers, we have enough testosterone. That's why you can run, you can participate in sports. But as we age, those changes happen. So people need to be aware that we have medications that can help. In addition to, of course, a lifestyle, managing stress better, sleep is a huge part too.
I wanted to touch on one final thing before we wrap up as quickly as possible. You said something about outliving our ovaries. How many ovaries do we start out with, and when do we start to wane?
So we have two ovaries.
Okay.
And when we're younger, we usually have about maybe 2 million cells. 2 million hormones that are produced, 2 million eggs that are produced.
That's what
younger. And then once we start to get into like age of 35, then it dwindles down to like maybe 200,000. So can you imagine moving from like 2 million to like 200,000?
Eggs,
You will feel the difference
Interesting.
because lower number of eggs that you have,
Yeah.
the less hormones that your ovaries make.
Interesting.
So this is what impacts how our body respond.
So I'm very hopeful that we can have more conversations on hormonal health for women very, very soon. It's been amazing having you here, Ms. Banire.
Thank you.
I have so many questions, and I know you probably do as well. Please use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, on X, on Instagram, and of course tag us Wake Up Nigeria TVCE with your questions and comments. Can't wait to see them. Thank you so much for joining us today. Wow, wow,
Thanks
wow.
for having me.
Okay, we have to go for a quick break. We will be back after this.